timing. Sorry for the delay. Sorry, I just got my head. So the set, everyone's ready. Like
We will not film today. I have popcorn. Let's watch our older videos which were never published before as a little summer bonus for you guys. We hope you are enjoying your summertime. We do.
Somewhere else. But we said we won't leave you stranded, so here's something very special for our summer break. Maike Lilli Show edition.
Yes, we have been thinking about what can we offer to you that you have not seen before, but what is really exciting and great. And we decided to choose some of our older material.
We have so much video material that has not been published yet. So we said, okay, what's the biggest, what's the best, what's the first thing we ever did? And this is what we handpicked for you. It's our first appearance on stage ever here in Frankfurt in front of 100 people, talking about the two of us, our company,
our personal stories, and of course we will never leave you without some sketches there. So looking forward to your feedback, so leave it behind this video and do not forget to subscribe.
This gives me a chance to share with you a story. Have you ever had this experience in your life when you meet a person and you immediately feel this connection? It's like, you know, you have butterflies and it's like, oh my God, it's my soulmate. Imagine a situation, you sitting in a presentation and the speaker is making a joke and you think the joke is amazing and you start laughing and you laugh and tears are coming from your eyes and then you look around and you realize that nobody else is laughing and the people are looking at you like ashamed and saying, oh my God, the people next to you saying, oh my God, I don't know this person, what's going on? But you cannot stop laughing and you laugh and laugh. And then in the corner of your eyes, you see, in the other side of the room, there's another person laughing as well. And your eyes meet, and you immediately really have these butterflies in your stomach, and you think, well, yes, this is the person I will not only share the jokes with. And you feel this connection. And this is what happened to me when I first met, not my husband, I don't have a husband. When I first met my sister in crime, my best friend and my business partner, Maike.
What a coincidence. So sweet, thank you. Thank you for those words.
Yeah, and talking about champagne, huh?
Talking about alcohol.
Yeah.
Cheers, cheers.
Unfortunately, nothing inside, but nevertheless.
No, we want to be politically correct. No, but anyways. But wasn't that a great story? Didn't that touch your heart? Wasn't this like the first chapter of a really good romance novel? Rosamunde Pilcher comes to mind. Yes.
It does.
And who of you just listening to the story, seeing us two on stage or maybe following us online, or people even in this room who knew us before, thought there was something going on between the two of us? I see some faces. They're looking at me saying, oh, well, yes, no. So, to say it out loud, we're not a couple. But yes, we do hang out a lot together. So she's like the first person I text in the morning and the last before I go at night. We have sleepovers, although we live like 100 meters apart from one another. But we're not a couple, which is good news for the guys in the room. There are some. Yeah. So if you go to the Global Woman Club page, there's also on the side our mobile number, or just talk to us. Because we happen to be singles as well. So yeah, so But even if we were a couple, I know in this day and age it would not be a problem, it would not make a difference. We just wanted to make that very clear statement here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And another really serious thing. So what it really comes down to, why we are such good friends is this. We have the same taste in alcohol, but who can finish? Different taste in men.
Yeah, so after we have clarified our taste in alcohol and our taste in men, still the question remains, what does it make us both a good team? So in private and in business, because we are having a company together. So we inspire each other. We are the source of inspiration for one another. And Maike, for example, showed me that there is really unconditioned friendship and that you can really go through struggles in life together where you can rely on a person and even in the biggest struggles not to lose the fun side of life as well. And also she showed me some things which I would have never done before. So for example, do I look like a camping person? No, not really. And those who knows me, they think, oh my God. And so Maike made me to make this experience to go camping. So spending a night in a tent in the woods. And it was a really interesting experience, and I never slept somewhere outside a bed in my life, even not in my childhood. So I will not tell how old I am. And it was a really nice experience, but I tell you, I will never do it again. I mean, come on. There's no toilet around. How can you stay somewhere where there's no bathroom around? It's crazy. And she taught me the beauty of Excel to-do lists. When we started our business and she started the Excel list, I was saying, Maike, you can do them. You fine with that? I will not do it. I don't need it. I have everything in my mind. I'm a super manager. I don't need Excel lists. But then, all that entrepreneur's life starting, and we started to do a lot of things, having a lot of things on the same plate. And then I realized, an Excel file is nice, and at the end of the day, to make this check mark on it is really beautiful. So it's like, it's a good price for yourself at the end of the day to do the check mark. Yeah. So that's why I love check marks right now.
Well, as you see, we come from different worlds. We look differently, we are different, but we share the same values. So we can count on another 100%. And I've always said, well, I'm flexible. I tried out so many things in my life, part of which I'm going to share later on. But still, there was so much more that actually Lilli gave me that she opened my mind up to. So a good example is I love skiing. So usually I'd get up, so it's vacation, of course, you take a week vacation. I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I caught the first bus that would take me to the mountain. And then I would do skiing all day, maybe a break of half an hour maximum. And at the end of the day, I would have skied so much, I would be so tired, I could go straight to bed. But what do I do now? So we go to the mountains, of course 2 or 3 hours later. We do turns, we do 1 or 2 slopes, and then we sit down, we relax, we watch the beauty, we enjoy the landscape, we enjoy the sun. So that has really helped me to calm down and to enjoy life really more. Also, I realized that if you want to do something, if you want to go from one place to another in your private or in a business life, you have to be out there. You need to be visible, you need to show yourself, you need to talk about yourself, well, sometimes even to show off in a good way. And this is really what Lilli taught me in all those years that we basically spent together. And also, most visibly, I could improve my wardrobe quite substantially. My sister over there, yeah. Yeah, so people would say I'm now much better dressed. My nails look much better. And I also, only if I don't see her and only if I tell her, I'd never go out with mascara or makeup on my face.
You see, you have today? Yeah, you have. So
Because
all
you
good.
did it, yeah, of course.
course.
Otherwise, I would be tempted just to go like this.
Growing up in Germany, especially in a business context, where it's really common to really stay to the script and, you know, just dish out the pure facts. But we knew instantly that this was the point in our life where we should also open up, share a bit of our personal stories, be personal but not private. I'm so excited. I've seen this several times. I've known Lilli for years, but still it's so much fun watching her sharing her personal story about where and how she grew up and like what her values are, how she transitioned from an employee to an entrepreneur. So check this out.
If my life would be a Russian fairy tale and my parents the authors of it, then at this very moment I would sit in my beautiful, not paid off house with my 2 kids, an annoying husband, my Mercedes would park outside in the garage, and my cat would just came in on the veranda door. And we would have brunch because it's like, 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. That would be that. And this was exactly the way I was heading to 2 years ago. So looking from the outside, I have achieved every social prestige you can have at the beginning of 30. But I was really torn inside. I had like everything available. I had a great career. I was an international team leader. I guided teams. I developed teams. I traveled internationally, and I tried to balance it all out, so to put everything together. But I was not happy. Everybody was asking me, well, Lilli, why do you complaining? You are traveling all around, you have everything what you want, and you still complain. What's wrong with you? And then I was thinking, well, what's wrong with me? That's true. I mean, all the people around me cannot be that wrong. Maybe that's me. And then I started a process of thinking because I was not happy. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you feel like, I mean, it's a beautiful day, but you are feeling not that great. And I always say, you know, you can lie to your surrounding, but you can never lie to yourself. Because when you are looking in the mirror and you see yourself, then you realize, well, maybe I should change something. And this is exactly what happened then, after a longer process of my self-finding, so to say. I decided to go all in and to achieve this change I was so desperately needing. So what I did was not really a nice walk in the sunshine. All the social impacts, all the friends I lost, and also the things I lost at the end of the day. It was really not easy. But when you make up your mind and you're absolutely convinced that this is the right way for you to do, then it's kind of easy. It just has to be this click. So what did I do? First of all, I split off with my boyfriend. I sold my house, and the funny story behind this, I sold it to my ex. But this is another story to tell. I sold my beautiful car. So and sometimes I'm really like, oh, well, I'm so sad because I really love this car. And the most sad thing, I lost the custody battle of my cat. I had to leave the cat behind as well. So this is my beautiful Rocky, but so not with me anymore. And I asked myself, being at the top of my career path, am I going the right way? or are there other doors next to me which I should just open? So some of you may, so those who see me the first time or just know me for a while, a lot of people perceive me like a cold-hearted bitch. And I mean, come on, I was born in the middle of Siberia at minus 30 degrees. So it's natural. But believe me, within my soul, I'm a Latin soul. So those who knows me then closer, I'm a really Latin soul. But this perceiving of me is a blessing and a curse. So it's a blessing in a career perspective. So this brought me in a really young age in a really good positions. So I was the youngest customer service team leader in the company I was working for. At the age of 23, I had a team of 20 people, and on an international scale as well. I built up international teams. I recruited, onboarded, developed them, integrated them into the headquarters systems. I was traveling nearly the whole world, met a lot of amazing people, and had a lot of amazing experience with that. And at this very top, I discovered the curse. Because when you are reaching or achieving the top of your career and you look behind yourself and you realize you're alone. You are all alone on the top. Because there is no female crowd behind you. There's nobody celebrating your achievements with you. And this is where I start thinking, well, I always try to use my position to empower my female employees. I mentor them, I try to develop them so that there is somebody behind me. But unfortunately, the ladies gave up too early. They just said, well, you know, if I don't achieve a result immediately, I don't want to go there. I don't want to. And then, of course, also the management is asking, well, should I do it? Should I promote somebody if they are not behind it to the 100%? And this is how it came that I really stayed all by myself at the top. And then I realized, well, what to do. So at the age of 16, I set a goal, because I'm a really goal-oriented person, and I know what I want in my life. And I set a goal that I want to be a member of a board international company at the age of 42. So there's still a few years to go. But being at this stage of my life, I was asking myself, well, normally this goal was always which kept me going on my career way. But I ask myself, is it the right way to go?
Have you ever asked yourself why Maike can get along with me? Have you ever asked yourself why Maike is such a relaxed person and so professional? Then you should definitely listen to her personal story.
So, you know those casting shows that they broadcast on TV? Where they're looking for the next star, the next singer, the next dancer, the next actor, the next actress. You know those ones? It's not really about them singing, it's not about them performing, and most of the times they can do neither the one nor the other. But of course that's beside the point. So, you know, when they introduce the people, so there's a personal intro message, you see they have a camera team brought to the home of the respective person. They interview that person in the home. They're always going to talk to the parents and the surroundings. And it's quite dramatic. You know the scene when the music changes, becomes all dark and sullen. And you know a dramatic story, a heart-melting story is about to unfold about the life of the person. So if I was part of one of those casting shows, I'm not going to do that because I can neither sing nor dance. But if I was the star to be of one of those casting shows, the music would change dramatically. You would maybe see tears welling in my eyes. And then I would tell you that 3.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. In the lymphatic system, it had spread in the upper part of my body, and I needed chemotherapy and radiotherapy. I would also go on by telling that I did not really deserve it, that I've always led a healthy life. I never smoked, I never drank, I did a lot of sports, I always ate healthy. And then I would see the same thing on TV as I see now. People with shocked faces, don't know how to do, where to react, where to look, what to do. So, I would fit in perfectly, but that is not me. It's part of me, it's my story, it's inside me. I still have the scars on my body and also on my soul, but it's not going to define me. I'm not the person that had cancer. Yes, I am a survivor, I'm proud of it, but it's never gonna be me entirely. So, the casting director of this show would now say, what is wrong with you? You've got that great story. So why don't you use it? Come on, like our quota is going to skyrocket. It's really, really a good story. And I would say, well, that's not me. And probably it's through a really good basis that I have. I have great family and friends. I have sports to keep me going, and I do have a certain lifestyle and an attitude to life. So, my family has always been with me. They've supported me. They installed a feeling of belonging, of confidence, of being open-minded, not judging people, and they've never judged me or anyone in my entire life. So I could do whatever I wanted to do. I had all the support. They're even here today, and they traveled from afar to support me. It's so great to have them always on my side, and they also helped me through the darkest chapter of my being, so to say. And I have so many great friends. Many are also here today, and they know me like forever. So we've been through many great things, through traveling experience with Caro, for example. All my friends that I went to school with, they're here entirely, even brought their husbands, the poor men, and the children. It's so beautiful to have you here. And a special thanks to my friend Carmen, my doctor friend Carmen. She really helped me. She really helped to put me through. And we just did this all together, and it worked out fine. And here I am today. So, and I've always been a sportive person. And my element is water in any state. So whether it's skiing, it's snowboarding, it's rowing, that's just what really keeps me going. My true passion is swimming. I love it, I did it all my life. And for me, swimming is like life. You get out there in the morning or whatever your time is. This is a great stage actually. I walk up to the front, so my toes tug into the ground. I bend down, I take a deep final breath. All my muscles are strengthened. And then I jump. Head first, I don't know where I'm going. And then it happens. I'm in the air for a split second, and then it hits me. I feel the water. First it's the tip of my fingers. It gets cold, but then it caresses my whole body. I'm in the water entirely. I'm still for a second. I don't know what's going to happen. And then I start exhaling. My feet start to kick in. I eventually make it back to the surface, and I do my first stroke. And for me, swimming is really, it's a great synonym for life. You have to do it. You have to jump. Sometimes you don't know where you're going. Sometimes you have to jump. You don't know where you're going. It might be a chlorine crystal clear water, or it might be a dark puddle. Sometimes you don't know. But just doing it and having the strength, putting yourself through that, that has really kept me going. So fighting and winning in a really positive way. So that's me. And I've always been a bit different. Probably my parents and my sister can confirm that. So if there was an easy way, I made sure I did a detour. So I wanted to study, for example, international business. So I made sure I did that, and I did most of courses in English, but I also made sure I had to spend some time abroad. I picked courses that I was forced to go abroad, and then to different countries. So after studying for quite a long time, thank you parents, I obtained 4 business degrees from 3 different countries. And I can say that I lived in Germany, I lived in Bavaria, which, right, could say is a different country altogether. I lived in Egypt, I lived in Brazil, I lived in Canada, I lived in Australia. And that has really formed me and my life. I love to travel and going in the wrong direction. That is me traveling. So I really like to take my backpack, go places I've never been to. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't have the right currency with me. That's also the kind of thrill I am looking for. So this is all great, right? It's not bad. You can deal with that. I thought, okay, well, after then finally finishing my studies, I'm ready to go for the world. So now enough studies, let's do a bit of applying all that theory, and then let's see where it takes me. Well, the downside of it is I found I don't fit in. So finding a job was really hard for me. Because people in the interview, they were judging me and were saying, well, I just saw your CV and you just spent an hour talking about how difficult it is to get in Egypt from A to B and what kind of adventures you all achieved. You're not going to sit in my office for 40 hours a week. I said, well, I applied here, yes, and I read the job description. He said, no, never. Others said, well, you've spent all your time studying, so you don't have the practical experience and you're quite old. So, basically, what do I have? I have some gaps in my resume, for those of you who speak German. But those were cool times, and I wouldn't miss it. And of course, today I can say, well, that was a phase of my life, but of course, I managed to get a job. So I was working in the food and beverage industry as a pricing manager. And pricing basically means you are familiar with the raw materials, with the harvest circles. You do your calculation, your magic. Yes, Lilli, you use Excel at times, yeah, so it really helps you do the calculations. But it's also very practical, because you also have to know the customer. You work a lot with customer service, and that was really a field that I felt really comfortable in. Also, it allowed me to travel and also implement and train people on pricing and other tools and systems, and I also helped develop a great system, enterprise resource system, and I could roll it out internationally to the company. So that was a really great project. I could do project management, I could do training, implementation, I was testing, it was really good fun. But of course the project ended, which is a good sign. For example, if you look at Berlin at the airport, this project has been going on forever and ever. So projects that do finish is actually a good sign. So this was also a good sign that we managed to do this tool, we implemented. And Lisa, is it working? So our colleague, yeah, so she's nodding her head, so yes. So it's still running, up and running. But, well, what were my options? The only option I was offered to go back to my old job. And this was also due to the fact that I told you about visibility. I forgot to mention it. So I was doing it, and all people that I trained, they were happy with the work I did, but I did not communicate. I also did not say what I want in my life as a next step. So basically the option was to go back to my old job. And here I was, looking at the beautiful Odenwald some years ago, with still long hair. And where to go from here? That was the question.
MaLish is not only Maike and Lilli, but it has also a deeper meaning. And how we came up with the idea, our products and our services, this you can find out in the next minutes.
Well, do you remember the times? So the song "Do You Remember the Times" comes on my head, but I will not sing, I cannot sing. The times when you were young and free. And when you are young and free and a little bit stupid, what do you do sometimes? Sometimes you have a little too many drinks. And what do you do if you have too many drinks and you're young and free? For example, you could break into the local swimming club and go swimming naked. Or you are calling your ex-girl or boyfriend and you leave a heart-melting message saying, "I want you back." Again, a song pops in my mind. "I want you back."
You're an 80s girl?
Yeah. In Germany, we call it Schnapslaune. Yeah. So when you are in the Schnapslaune. Well, what we did in such a Schnapslaune, German and English combining, Dinglish, so to say. Well, we too founded our company.
So people sometimes look at us and our name and they say, oh, well, so it's a combination of Maike and Lilli, your first two letters of the name. And it's true, it is, but this is actually not why we did it. But when we realized it, we said, well, must be a sign from above that we're heading in the right direction. What MaLish actually is originally is a meaning and an attitude to life. So do you know the good and the bad stuff that happens in your life? Also stuff that we shared with you in our individual presentation. That's what forms you. The question is, what do you do with it now? So how is the past impacting on your present? And what are you going to do with it in the future? And MaLish is an Arabic saying. You can translate it down to basically 3 sentences. Learn from the past, live now, and form the future. So the past is part of you, but take it as an asset. Don't let it hold you back. Do something with it, take your consequences, do whatever moves you, make the analysis today, and then plan for a great future. And this is something that we relate to very much, isn't it?
Absolutely. And what did we came up with? Well, we are international consultants and coaches.
Yeah, so yeah. I'm not pointing at fingers, but I see people going, oh yeah, well, sure, yeah. What are you going to do? You've got a business background. Of course you're going to be consultants.
Yeah, but we are different.
Yes, yes, because we're not the KPMGs, you're going to say. Yes.
Not yet.
We're definitely not on making the money they do, are we?
Yeah, not yet, but we will. Because this is the two of us.
True.
And we are smart, good looking, international, of course. And we go into teams.
And we spy on them. So we've developed like binoculars and we're going into teams. We're like the KPM, what's it called? MI5, CIA,
MI6.
I forgot all those names. So we're really there because that's our thing. We spy on teams.
But why?
Because we can do and no one's stopping us, right?
Yeah, I think you should go away from the box.
I will.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, because we can do it. And why we can do it? Because it's part of our business. So we go into teams. We spend some time with them, so we spy on them, and we are figuring out their pain points. Sometimes it's quite easy to solve because the people don't know how to file their files, or there are people together not fitting together in a team, and we help them to come along, finding ways how they can better work with each other. And our main goal is that the team is efficient. Because there is nothing more worse than you going in a training session, leaving your inbox alone, and spending a full day with a trainer or a coach who has absolutely no clue what you are doing the whole day, what your targets are, what your keywords are, what your KPIs are, or even what your product is, or a service which you are selling. And then this trainer coach is standing there showing you like a beautiful PowerPoint presentation. And you're sitting there and say, well, yeah, it's all nice and beautiful, but what has it to do with me? You still think about your email box because it's growing and growing and growing. And then you're coming back from this beautiful training session, going back to your computer, and then you have to work over hours because the work there is still there, and you have not learned anything which you can implement immediately. And this is exactly where we are coming into the game, because we are offering training sessions, workshops, seminars, which are customized to the team needs. Means at the end of the day or 2 days, which you spend with us, you go back and you can immediately implement and have an impact out of it. So this is one of our core pillars, so to say.
Another thing we do when talking about business is this. Have you all heard of Pareto, the 80-20 rule? So it's a really nice theory, it works, but who can really apply it? So it goes like this. If you spend 20% on the things that are most valuable, this is where you get your 80% return. Usually it's the other way around. So you're busy with answering emails, looking for emails that you filed in a certain way, and this is not getting you anywhere, because you could just open a new mail and say, well, remember our last conversation? No, you look for the old email, and it's going to take a while, and then you reply it. Stuff like this. Everyone's familiar with it in business and, of course, in personal. So this is also something we address, and this is something at the heart of course, corporations, but also of us as individuals. So when we were asked what we could offer as our raffle prize to you as an audience at the end of the day, we said, well, why don't we look into the 80-20 Pareto together with you? So if you're in a company, you can say, well, I can relate it to my company. Or if you're self-employed and say, well, I'm just setting out, I could really help or be helpful if to have someone to guide me through. Or you are in a company and you just want to really, look at it from your personal point of view. Yes, so this is how you can make use of the raffle ticket if you win us tonight. And you get 2 beautiful ladies, and we're really good company, and we can promise that. What we also do, we call it MaLish International, is we help companies that have set the goal to be abroad, to be better, more efficient. So let's paint a picture. You are part of a Russian corporation or a German corporation that just went into Russia. But then you realize, okay, well, I'm there, but now what? I don't have a partner, how do I do that? This is how we assist. Another case is a German-Brazilian joint venture. Well, it's a great product fit, and the people are also willing to work with another. Bomb, jackpot. But the people in Brazil speak Portuguese, hardly any English, and also the Germans, maybe they speak Spanish, but then you don't speak Spanish in Portugal. So we are the connecting dots, we are there to exist. So we have what you could call an expat service for companies and also for private people. So for you, for example, if you like me, you say, well, I need some time off, I do a sabbatical, I quit my job, or I just have 2 weeks, but I really want to take that backpack and go to Cairo, for example. Great idea, I can only encourage you to do that. Then you book your tickets and you think, okay, well, and now? What do I do? It was a bit brave, but now thinking about it, it would be really great if I could have a chat with someone who's been there before, who did that before me. So that's also us. And why we can do this is due to our command of Deutsch,
English, Ruski,
allora dall'Arabia, Portuguese.
But we are not only spying on teams and let companies finance our travel plans, we are also connecting women. So when we have started our journey with MaLish, our pain point was, so as I was telling you in my personal story, the lack of female supporting each other in a business context. So we said, well, let's see what we can do and we have developed our international series called Female Office Challenges.
The challenges
The challenges
are in
right
your
now.
hand.
Yeah, so Anton, thank you so much. Female Office Challenges. With this Female Office Challenges series, we decided to go international. And what is more international than Amsterdam? It's close to Germany, the people are open, and you can do it in a one-day trip. But as we have been still employed, so we could go to Amsterdam only in the afternoon. So, said and done, we took the car and started driving to Amsterdam to have our first international Female Office Challenges meetup.
I need to cut in here because you're about to tell another love story.
No.
And it's actually, it started out nicely and we thought we had it well planned. But it turned out to be quite a challenge. Because as Lilli said, we were still employed. And of course, we still had to be available. So there were 2 business calls we had to make on the way, which you can technically do in the car. But have you been on the German Autobahn before, trying to talk on the phone? Reception is not that good, let's be honest.
National call.
So we stopped there. We had to stop 2 times. And then we thought we had time, but by the time we made it over the border, of course, it was rush hour. So cars were coming. We had to slow down. We were running out of time. Then, also to make things worse, we got a speeding ticket. Connection this. Traffic jam, speeding ticket, how do they go together? But we really loved spending €100 or giving them to the Dutch government, so they probably used it for something good.
Supporting
So
the economy.
we got there to the location. We had booked it all out, and they were really supportive, and so we were there last minute, but we said, okay, we're still on time. Well, people are not showing up yet, but no, let's talk to the guys, let's set up our stuff, and then let's get going. And I said, well, yes, we have your reservation, but you're supposed to be at a different location on the other side of town.
But to make the long story short, we made it.
Yeah.
And so our Female Office Challenges has also a really provocative subtitle, because we say how to handle bitchin', boss, and biz in the work context. And so being there in Amsterdam with these beautiful ladies who showed up to listen to us youngsters about how to handle at the end bitchin', boss, and biz, it was a really an amazing experience. And then we said, well, we can do Amsterdam, why not Toronto, London, and Frankfurt as well. And this is what we've done with it. But then, at the top of our success, of course, of Female Office Challenges, we have been thinking, well, let's walk the talk. We cannot empower and support somebody and cheer for somebody. We said, well, let's look if there is not another lady who can do it much, much better than us and who already has such a network. And this is how we found Mirella Sula.
You have to think about it.
Yeah.
Darling, you're blonde. So, you know, good friends. That's how we are. We love each other. We tease each other. And the most important thing is, as my favorite writer Oscar Wilde always said, a true friend would always stab you from the front. Lilli?
Oh yeah, hello.
Where did you go to?
I'm here.
Join me again.
So we think we could give you now a great opportunity to get to know us a little bit closer and understand why we have such a bonded friendship. So we always say we are sisters from different parents.
And we must be getting along very well. Remember, Lilli having a knife in her hand, not touching me then. I'm still alive 2 years later. So this is the special spirit of MaLish, which we hope to bring to the world. Encourage you also to find partnerships in life and business and to go all in, be courageous, and most importantly,
Subscribe to our channel. So see you in the next show on the 14th of August, and then definitely again live.